coil leaks pretty bad. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark all the ones that are leaking pretty something terrible, and then I'm gonna undo them and reseal these ones specifically, and then I'll probably redo a little bit around the skid plate too, because it's leaking. Not what I wanted. So I let this thing dry out overnight, and I'm going to do these individually until I get to the plate, and it's leaking pretty bad, especially down here. This whole area was just seeping water. Really don't know why, but whenever I get to the plate, I'm gonna try it. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna unbolt the entire plate and redo it all 100%, and maybe that'll give me some luck. So since I'm covering these up with sealant, I'm picking out one of my flats and I'm putting a mark on the head of the bolt, and then I'll come over here and pick out one of my flats on the boat and mark it. So that way whenever you go to set the bolt in, it's clocked in the right position. Some of these don't want to come out, so I just used a jam nut to get them where they're at, and just a little bit of cheap cutting fluid oil to keep them slick so they don't want to bind up and break, because I've had that happen. I don't know, I guess it's stainless on stainless, just likes to stick to each other, and it gets hot pretty quick too. Now I imagine if you can keep it cold or be easy with it you won't have too many issues. But this one, I'm having some trouble with, because I can't really grab it at the end and turn it. I'm just turning the threads. So, I'm going to see if I can't use a 1/4-inch wrench here. 1/4-inch wrench for a 1/4-inch, 1/4-20 carriage bolt will fit right over that square shoulder. So I'm gonna see if I can't tape that down and then use that wrench on the opposite side to get this one here out. Scratch out. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to put a wrench, if I could find it. I put it in my pocket, and I told myself I wouldn't forget, and I forgot. I'm going to put a box end wrench over the top of that nut, and I'm going to go on the other side and use this 1/4-inch wrench on the square shoulder of the bolt. Let's see if that'll work. kidding me? It's on the wrong one. Idiot. Good lord. But I need to put some oil on it. Get a video of this just in case I bend it in half or some stupid thing like that. Well, it doesn't look too bad. I guess I just didn't put enough on there. Yeah, no. You can actually see right now, it wasn't even touching. That wasn't touching. All through here. Came off. None of that was touching. Okay. Well, at least it's not it's not because of a bad design. Maybe I'm just fooling myself, I don't know. But I'll probably scrape this old stuff off, get it out of the way, and it'll give me a moment to take a look and see if there's anything I can add in through here, up in through here. I may even put a bead around. It wouldn't be a bad idea, it's just to put a bead around the ski and the boat right through here. We'll get it done. I had to show off this fitment before I went and sealed over it. Look at that. Perfect. That's about the only thing I have to brag about so far on this whole entire build. But, so what I just did, rewind. It's the weekend before 4th of July. We just broke a heat record yesterday or the day before. Can't remember. Anyway, it's humid. And this stuff likes to seal super quick in humidity and heat. So what I just did was peel off all the silicone that skinned over and laid a new bead down all the way around. I went in between here and the boat. I didn't have to unbolt any of this, but I just decided extra measure, let's just go ahead and do it. Then I'm gonna seal off this beauty right here on both sides. And then I think I'm gonna go put it in the water, see if it leaks. If it does, probably just cry. gotta admit, this is the first time I've had this thing in the water. Well, first time I've had it in the water, and it be a buoyant device. No water. That's awesome. Duct taped up the shaft input, whatever you want to call that. That sounded dirty. Yeah, whenever I got this thing, I got it and I just started ripping into it. I never took it out. Didn't check any rivets to see if they leak or anything like that. I just started tearing into it. But this is awesome. It's not leaking. But now it's gonna be time to put an engine in this thing. Okay, I got excited. We need to get a drain plug in this thing before we worry about a motor. So my idea is to cut this section off right underneath that rivet that in. I'll have to think about how I want to cover these up or get them sealed. And from my measurements meaning I'm eyeballing it, this plug may sit shallower, deeper. I don't know how you'd say that. It's going to sit lower than our spine here. So I'm going to have to do some actual measurements, and I may have to reconsider what I actually need to do here. Okay, so I've got a pattern worked out. Let's see if we can get you. How am I going to do that? Good enough. These blue dots are where my bolt pattern is for the plug. And I can cover up all the existing holes other than these two. I can just pop some rivets in there, that doesn't matter. But it's gonna work out, and that's what matters, and that's what we're gonna do next. So I've got my shroud taped up where I want it to be, and I've got a couple washers stacked on my hole saw, so where the distance from the hole saw to the pilot drill is slightly longer than the depth of this shroud. I'm gonna line up this hole saw with the shroud as circular as I can. The proper term is concentric. And then I'm just gonna push. I'm not gonna drill. I'm just gonna put some pressure on that and then let go. So now I've got my pilot hole marked. This part makes me nervous. You know what? I'm gonna be smart about this. hot. That hurt. Well, it's either gonna be good or bad. So since I changed the location again, it was a little bit offset and I wanted to be right behind this runner. I had to clock it a little bit differently where these 3 holes wouldn't be covered. But I got a little modified rivet here. I'm gonna seat that one in, and then I'm gonna drill these out and get this plug seat. So I'm gonna have to figure out something different with this pre-existing rivet hole. We'll figure that out later. But once you have your hole drilled, use the plug to locate the shroud to the boat before you start riveting the shroud in. So this looks like a hot mess. I just redid everything you just saw me do. I realized the 2 holes on this side I didn't put any sealant around. So took it all the way apart, put it all the way back together with a lot more sealant this time. And this extra one that was up here, I drilled the hole out kind of like an egg shape, more or less, and put a bunch of sealant around it, shot it with a rivet, and if that's what sinks this boat, then I deserve it. We're gonna keep moving forward. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked what you saw, consider subscribing, consider liking. Get down in these comments, let me know what I'm doing wrong, let me know what I'm doing right, whether it be the build, the videos, the editing, let me know. I'm new to all this stuff. I hope you liked what you saw, and we'll see ya.